Hello everybody, welcome back to another Sea of Thieves video. Recently I've been getting comments on my videos asking for a guide type video explaining what I'm doing and why. So I figured I'd do just that. In today's video I'm going to go through a couple fights and explain my thought process and explain what I'm doing. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So starting right off the bat, you usually want to turn full right and raise your sail to half. Unless there's a rock that is close to you that would mess up your positioning, which is exactly what happened to me in this fight. So instead of turning, what I'm going to do here is go full straight until my opponent is in my cannon range on my left side. As soon as I see him getting into my cannon range, I raise my sail to half and start turning almost full left. Then I quickly run down to my cannon and get some cannon shots in. At this point, I noticed that I knocked his mast with cannonballs, so what I'm going to do here is initiate a death spiral by turning full left and circle his boat. I then noticed that my water was getting a little high, so I just go down and grab one bucket, because I only have 2 lower holes and don't have a lot of pressure to worry about. So then I immediately go back to what I was doing, and I see that the player is on his cannon, which allows me to knock him off cannon and go for an easy snipe, which results in him dying because he did not eat any food. And because of how close he was to my boat, I'm able to just anchor next to him and just throw all my water on him to secure the sink. At the start of this fight, I don't have any rocks to worry about, so what I do here is turn full right and raise my sail to half. But before I get on my cannon, I realized that I was still far out from the other boat, so I just try to get a little closer to be able to hit more cannon shots. Once I'm in range, I hop on my cannon and go for some cannon shots. Keep in mind that when you are on cannon, you have to adjust for distance. As you can see here, I still was a little far out, so what I have to do for my cannons to hit is arc my shots above and in front of the enemy boat. Here I got a bit lucky and one-balled him, which I'm going to take full advantage of by dropping his mast with chain shots. Also keep in mind that chain shots have more weight than cannonballs, so you have to adjust more. Once his mast is dropped, I just want to continue this death spiral that I have going on here, making sure that I spread my cannons and open all of his holes on the left side. Now that I am sure that he has a lot of pressure, I go and repair my one hole. Then I go back up and hit a couple more cannon shots on him, and then I send over to kill him and secure the sink. Once again, like the previous fight, there's no rocks in front of me, so I can just turn full right and then raise my sail to half. Then when the enemy boat is on my left, I turn my wheel to a slight left turn. At this point, I realized he had his sail raised higher than half, which makes it really easy for me to board, so I shot out to board him. Once I got on, I used fire bombs to put holes on the back of his boat. He then came back to his boat, so I killed him, and then I just strained out his wheel and held down his boat until it sailed out of the zone. By this point, you're probably getting the gist of how to properly start an Hourglass match. So once again, I set up positioning by starting with a full right turn and raising my sail to half, and then a slight left turn once the boat is in cannon angle. And like before, remember to arc your cannon shots depending on your distance from the enemy boat. And don't be afraid to shoot out random cannonballs to get an idea of where you have to shoot. Here this guy hits me in my mast, so I go to repair it instantly. Usually you don't want to repair your mast unless there's no other urgent things you need to do, like hit cannons or repair lower holes. Anyway, speaking of repairing lower holes, when repairing you want to make sure you repair right side holes first, since they are on the opposite side of the enemy and are less likely to get reopened. After repairing here, I decided to attempt to board, but I missed. But I then tried again and succeeded. Notice when I'm climbing up his ladder here that I climb up and let go to bait him to shoot his blunder. And that allows me to safely climb up to the top.
Jesus. How'd you hit me there?
And once again, like the last fight, I steer his boat out of the zone while holding it down.
At least one of us is having fun, right?
Anyway, I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you have any other questions about Hourglass or just even more video requests, feel free to comment down below. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next video.